Shawn Murphy is a man posing as a member of the Irish Republican Army.
They're all members of the Irish Republican Army.
He brings 25 Irish citizens to the United States in order to get emergency Medicaid after they were all shot in battle.
I had a bunch of my guys flown in from Ireland.
Okay.
They're Irish citizens, and they're basically shot up in Belfast in a skirmish.
Okay.
He exports weapons and arms overseas to fight the resistance.
I export arms to support the efforts that they're making to free their country.
He makes Camaros, Ferraris, and Corvettes bulletproof and high-tech for each one of his Irish citizens.
I have loads of vehicles, and I've given them Corvettes, Camaros, Ferrari. I suit them up over here, put all kinds of high-tech stuff, make them bulletproof, all of that, and then they can use them over there.
He gives out a business card that says Pharmaceutical Imports with a marijuana leaf on it.
We will need a telephone number in order to get back in touch with you.
I'll just leave that. That's my card.
Alright, you got the...
Shawn Murphy. Shawn Murphy is my name, yeah.
Okay.
Shawn Murphy pulls up to the Medicaid office in a Camaro and wears inside a kilt, sporran, and knee-high socks. Given that Shawn Murphy tells the state of South Carolina that he is a terrorist, seeks health care for foreign citizens, exports illegal weapons, and possesses incredible wealth, what would the Medicaid office do?
How many do you need?
There's about 25 of them.
That should be approximately 25 applications. You are welcome to make copies if you need more.
Okay.
These are the disability reports. I mean, these don't have to be signed.
The state of South Carolina gave disability referral forms for bullet wounds, child support contribution forms, and 25 applications to process Medicaid for each member of the Irish Republican Army. Human Services Specialist Delia Reel gives Shawn Murphy her business card and says she would keep the information confidential, otherwise she might go to jail. That Shawn Murphy's business is his business, and she, quote, doesn't know anything.
So it is definitely not in my own best interest to divulge anything to anyone because I could not afford it. I do not want to go to jail, so I don't know.
I don't want to go to jail either, so I don't want anybody to know what my business is.
Well, your business is your business. The only information that I will request is whatever information is needed to process applications.
And it wasn't just Charleston, South Carolina. Offices in Raleigh, North Carolina gave stacks of emergency Medicaid applications out.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a nice weekend.
Oh, well.
As did offices in Summerville, South Carolina.
Here where you need to check emergency services?
Mm-hmm.
Right here?
Right.
Okay, but this application will have to be filled out completely?
One office in North Carolina even began filling out the application for Shawn Murphy. The Medicaid official wrote that those applying only have Ireland health coverage under a fictitious company called IraCare. And under the section that asked if the applicant had an accident in the last 12 months, the Medicaid official wrote that he had been, quote, shot offshore. Project Veritas will start in Charleston, with footage that has to be seen to be believed.
Is there a limit on the vehicles?
Well,
do they all have
one vehicle we will exclude because people have to have transportation.
Okay.
Okay, so we do exclude one.
So that if Michael Collins, for example, he's got one of my Camaros that I made special. I probably put about $800,000 into it to make it bulletproof and to put in high-tech equipment in the vehicle. It's not going to be a problem.
Just
the one vehicle. Yeah. Okay.
If they're going to just stay here, and consider themselves retired and stay in the U.S.,
right?
That's a totally different situation than if they're just here long enough to recover and go back to Ireland. Well, I'm not going to say no to anything.
Breaking chains so we can change the focus, not predetermined when the rhymes react. Cause it's 3, 2, 1, now it's time to attack.
Move this, break this, shake this, take this, get on the floor, don't procrastinate this. Move it, move it, get out your seat and get into it. Move this, break this, shake this, take this, get on the floor, don't procrastinate this. Move it, move it, get on the floor.
She's there.
Hi, how are you? I've been here all day waiting to talk to you about Medicaid.
Okay.
Hang on.
I was just trying to find into a website. Did you need to apply or?
I need several applications.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that my guys meet the qualifications.
Okay. Okay. What is? I'm sorry. I was just literally in the middle of doing all the security questions and all that stuff. So I apologize. I hope this will hold and not come back out. Okay. So what is the situation?
Basically, I had a bunch of my guys flown in from Ireland.
Okay.
They're Irish citizens, and they're basically shot up in Belfast in a skirmish.
Okay.
And they're trying to keep a low profile over there, so I brought them here with my shipping company. So they're being treated at East Cooper.
Okay.
They've been here for quite a while.
Okay.
But I was hoping that because of the circumstances of their injuries, it was life or death.
Okay. Are they going to stay in the U.S. or are they just visiting, or what is their?
Well, they've been treated at the hospital. Most of them are still recovering from their injuries.
Right, but are they going to stay in the United States or are they just here visiting?
Well, I don't see. They're not citizens. I mean, I don't see how they could stay here.
Okay. They have passports and visas? And,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're Irish passports.
Okay. But they're not going to be staying in the United States then? They will be.
But they'll probably be here for maybe another 2-3 months.
Are they here as refugees? Under a refugee program through INS?
I don't know anything about that. I don't know exactly what their circumstances are as far as being here. I can tell you none of them are American.
Okay. The way it works with Medicaid is if you are just a visitor to the United States, you can't qualify.
So if they come here and they just stay, as long as they stay, that's no problem.
If they're going to stay in the United States, then that we could potentially qualify them for emergency services to cover with their hospitalization.
All right, so we'll just put that they're going to stay here.
Okay, so they have permanent residence. They have a residence address.
I guess they could use my address, I guess, or they could just stay. They've been at the hospital most of the time. So the bills, some of them are about ready to get out, and I just wanted to get their applications started so their bills could be covered.
Okay.
And I've never seen the application, so I don't know exactly what.
Okay.
They were just telling me about it at East Cooper.
At East Cooper. Okay. How many do you need?
There's about 25 of them. From about 22 to maybe 38 years.
Okay, they will also have to, the only way we can also help them is if they're not over the age of 65.
No, none of them are.
Then they would have to qualify as totally and permanently disabled.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't know the extent of their injuries, but they're very serious. Okay. Otherwise, wouldn't have brought them here. And the healthcare system in Ireland is such crap anyway. My business personally finances these guys and their operations over in Northern Ireland. So I'm kind of taking lead and responsibility for them.
Well, what we'll have to look at is
What they told me at East Cooper is that it didn't matter if they were Irish citizens or not, or
people may not be familiar with the Medicaid program.
Well, they were telling me about specifically the emergency Medicaid.
Okay. Well, there again, if they're hospital employees and they're not Medicaid employees,
that's why they sent me over here.
They aren't as familiar with the program.
Right.
Well, the disability referral form that I'm also going to give you for them to fill out is something that we will send to both rehab and Columbia, and they're the ones who will make the disability decision.
Okay.
Okay, those decisions can take a long time.
So what would qualify for disability?
Totally and permanently disabled, or
not
able to meet their basic needs for a period of 12 months or longer.
So like nerve damage from a bullet wound?
It depends, I guess, on where the bullet wound was.
Right.
As to, whether they would be able to go back to work for a period of time.
Well, they're all members of the Irish Republican Army, so when you say work, that they don't have like a regular job.
Right, okay.
They're just trying to free their country.
They would have...
Do they need it? Would they have to put that on the application, because that might not work out so well?
Basically, the second form, I don't. It'll ask what is your disability, it'll ask are you working, if no, when did your disability stop you from working, explain why you stopped working.
So if they've been in the hospital for more than 8-9 months now, not able to do anything, would that count as a disability? Because you said 12 months, does it have to be disabled for the full 12 months, like forever?
It's worth looking, all we can do is try.
Alright. And they don't have to declare their income?
Oh, it's an income and resource-based program.
Okay.
So if they have income,
well, they're being financed by me, my company, and my family back home in Ireland.
Okay.
So it's not exactly declared. They don't declare it over there. They don't make income here.
Right.
So,
but it's money. Are they given a check each month, or?
They're taken care of. Whatever their needs are financially for food and board, it's all supplied by the IRA, which I finance personally with many other people, a lot of Americans actually.
Okay, so
there's no real monetary. I don't think they could put a monetary. If they calculated the value of their food and their vehicles and their weapons and their housing, I guess you could come up with a number that way and say this is the income.
Okay.
Maybe to have a stipend to go and do stuff.
Is the money given to them for them to buy their own food, vehicles, pay their rent, pay their utility bills?
Well, I imagine they have money for expenses outside of the basic room and board, but room and board is supplied to them.
Okay, room and board is supplied, and then there's a token amount of money given for them to go out and buy other things.
I imagine. I'm not exactly sure how it works with the IRA. They'd probably be the best ones to ask. But when I give money, when I finance, it goes all into one pot, and then they divide it however they need it.
Well, I guess the other question is,
I mean, I could put them under my...
are they receiving any money right now?
Well, yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we would look at.
Yeah.
Is the amount of money that they are being given in cash or check or, whatever money is given to them right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm right now I'm taking care of them with cash because my business is a cash business.
Okay.
I have a commercial fishing company and pharmaceutical imports. But I mean, they're not employees of mine. Would they have to declare what they're getting?
If they're getting money, if it's a contribution to them, would have to be declared.
Would they have to declare who they're getting it from?
Well, the person who gives it to them is the one who signs the form. Now, one thing you need to know about Medicaid is that everything is confidential.
Mm-hmm.
Any information, unless someone brings a subpoena to subpoena the records, then no information goes anywhere. If anybody walks in the door and asks me questions, I tell them that federal law prohibits me from discussing any part of this.
That makes me very relieved, just because of the nature of my business. My business over here, like I said, it's a cash business, and I export arms to support the efforts that they're making to free their country, and I import pharmaceuticals. I'm not a pharmacist. There's some fishing in there also, but I don't want the government to come to my place, to come looking at my place. If I'm to put my name on here and say, yeah, I'm giving these guys cash just so they can get by and recover from their injuries.
We don't, like I said, somebody would have to come here and subpoena our information in order for us to divulge any information.
Okay.
Because there's something called the Health Insurance Accountability and Portability Act that went into, or Portability and Accountability Act, I think that's on. Anyway, it went into effect several years ago, and that's what we follow.
Okay.
So it is federal law.
Mm-hmm.
They do threaten with high fines, which they don't pay me as much per year as they threaten to fine me. So it is definitely not in my own best interest to divulge anything to anyone because I could not afford it. I do not want to go to jail, so I don't know.
I don't want to go to jail either, so I don't want anybody to know what my business is.
Well, your business is your business. The only information that I will request is whatever information is needed to process applications.
And that's just the cash that I'm giving them, and my name won't have to be on there?
You will have to sign and date.
Okay.
We will need a telephone number in order to get back in touch with you.
I'll just leave that.
And I can...
Because I'm going to have to help these guys fill out, because a lot of them are unable to write or aren't entirely conscious.
And like I said, I'm not promising. I mean, does the hospital not have some type of charity program that could potentially help?
Well, we're looking at everything right now. And one of the employees at East Cooper had mentioned this program. Very glad to see that it was open to them as well. It wouldn't exclude them based on them being Irish.
No, I mean, if someone is in the United States and they plan to stay in the United States, they can, potentially qualify. Like I said, there are other criteria. There's the income and resource criteria.
Right.
There is the disability criteria, and that could potentially. I don't have anything to do with that. I send the information on this other form that I need to send.
What's the income criteria? I want to make sure they meet that.
Well, there are various deductions. The income limit is $908 a month.
A month, okay. And that's strictly cash given to them. It doesn't, does it? Or medical expenses come out of that?
It's basically cash. If you pay the bills for someone, then we don't count that as money for them. We count what goes into their hands. Okay. If you pay, if somebody has, for example, an electrical bill of $100 a month, if you pay the bill for them, then we don't count it as income.
Okay.
Because you're paying the utility.
Right. Well, essentially,
if you give them the $100 to go pay their bill, we count it as income because they don't have to go pay their bill. They can spend that money on whatever they want.
Right.
It's in their best interest to go pay their bill, but that doesn't mean that they'll do that.
Right. Well, I've been covering their expenses here because most of them are still I've just been in the hospital, and so I mean I give them cash to call their family back home. So I guess that would be declared, but it's well under $908 a month, well under that.
Yeah. Most of the time when somebody's giving someone money, it rarely exceeds the income.
Yeah.
Now, another thing, I don't know if I had mentioned it, the disability applications can take a long time to process.
Okay.
Okay? They can take months before we receive a decision from the state office. I've had them take a year and a half to get a decision back. That's something else. Just to make you aware of that.
Well, I know most of them are hoping to go back home to continue fighting, but some of them are just, they're not gonna, they're done. Their injuries are too far extensive.
Okay, well, if they are going back home, if they are visitors, then we can't help them with their bill. Okay?
Right.
Because the program is not available for visitors, and that may be where somebody at the hospital can help you with their charity program, because a lot of hospitals do have charity programs that can help with that. Okay, I'm turning these this way because with the staples you end up with a big pile. So I've got some turned one way and some turned another. That should be approximately 25 applications. You are welcome to make copies if you need more.
Okay.
These are the disability reports. I mean, these don't have to be signed. Just their information. If there is a contact person separate, then their disability. Are they working? When did the disability stop them from working? Have they applied for SSI, which is through the Social Security program? And if they're not a citizen, then of course they haven't.
They wouldn't have that.
So that would be NA. Just fill it out completely with the information that is available. And then this is a part that when the application is turned in, we would fill this out. It would be adult initial on all of those.
Now, would I use my address here in Charleston, or I'm actually over in Mount Pleasant?
Okay. There are two places here. There's the place where you get mail, and there is your home address. Okay. So where they're getting their mail is the address that would go here. Where they are living, if they're currently in East Cooper Hospital,
Mount Pleasant,
Okay.
you can just put that.
So they wouldn't put Ireland here. They wouldn't put their home in Ireland. They would put where they're staying here.
Their residence, right.
Okay.
Because their
right.
home in Ireland is going to say, I'm going back to Ireland.
Okay, yeah, we don't want that. I'll just, and for the ones that aren't, I'll use my address. They can stay with me. So. Do you have a card or something if I have any questions about, because I'm gonna be the one, I've been the one taking care of them through the last, several months. And, I'll probably be the one filling them out, and then they can sign it or help me fill it out. But if I have any questions going through these, is there any way to reach you?
This is the contribution form. Whoever provides the contribution needs to put their name and address there. The money will be given to the individual who is applying, and depending on the month in which the application is filed will depend. Are these going to be completed and turned back in during the month of June, or will it be the month of July?
I hope so, yeah.
Okay.
And they'll probably still be there, but I at least want to get the process started for them, being as it takes so long.
Okay. This is the person who's applying. You give money directly to John Smith. Okay. Like I said, your name and address, or whoever is giving them the money goes here. This there again would be John Smith, the person who is applying.
Okay.
And we can fill in that part. The bottom part would cover child support, so that has nothing to do with anything. So this would be the part, and then it's got to be signed with the telephone number and the date that it's signed by this person. Okay.
Okay. And is your information on there?
The mailing address is.
Okay. If there's anything else that you think I need to know, I left my information there. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, half the week, and then I live in Mount Pleasant for the other half.
Okay.
So, that's my card.
Alright, you got the...
Shawn Murphy. Shawn Murphy is my name, yeah.
Okay. Trying to think if there are any other forms. Are you going to be the main contact person for this?
Yeah, I will be.
Okay, then there's another form that we've got to have for every application. This will be the applicant's name. This will be you.
Okay. That's not in here?
No.
That's not part of this. Alright.
Another one. We have a paper for everything. Now, do any of these guys have bank accounts?
I imagine some of them might have
have bank accounts through the Bank of Ireland, or they might have a common account through the IRA or Sinn Féin, one of the two.
Because that's something else that, they ask for resources, vehicles that they own, life insurance policies that they have, bank accounts that they have,
right?
Land, property, things like that. I mean, we got to know about all that. So if they have bank accounts, we will need bank statements.
Okay.
If they have life insurance policies, we need to see copies of the policies.
Right.
So, anything that they have, we'll have to have verification of. Do any of them have families that are living here with them?
No, all their family's here, and I'm the only one. My family's over there, but they're not involved with all of that. They just help my business between the two countries. As far as vehicles, that's actually another part of my business. I have loads of vehicles, and I've given them Corvettes, Camaros, Ferrari. I suit them up over here, put all kinds of high-tech stuff, make them bulletproof, all of that, and then they can use them over there. And I switch the wheels from one side to the other because they drive on the other side of the road. So, is there a limit on the vehicles?
Well,
do they all have
one vehicle we will exclude because people have to have transportation.
Okay.
Okay, so we do exclude one.
So that if Michael Collins, for example, he's got one of my Camaros that I made special. I probably put about $800,000 into it to make it bulletproof and to put in high-tech equipment in the vehicle. It's not going to be a problem.
Just
the one vehicle. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
it's back over there though.
Okay.
But as long as it is, he's got to declare it.
Is he going to have it shipped over here?
If he'll probably be stuck over here, and I don't know if he'll be able to drive or not. So he may or may not. I don't know. I'll have to have this conversation with each and every one of them to really fully understand their circumstances and their intentions.
Yeah, because if they're gonna just stay here, and consider themselves retired and stay in the U.S.,
right?
That's a totally different situation than if they're just here long enough to recover and go back to Ireland.
Well, I'm sure, some of them will probably ask for asylum and stay here.
And if they are asylees, if they do request asylum, then that gets into some other stuff through the IMS, and I believe asylees can potentially even qualify for different services. So,
I don't know if they could be declared refugees either. I don't know. I don't know all that stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Kind of thing. And I don't know how the two governments work together. I don't know any of that. I really don't. As far as I have seen refugees from foreign countries come over here because of the situations that they were in. They needed to get away, and so the U.S. has brought them in, offering them protection. So, of course, I've seen victims of human trafficking, and they qualify automatically for a certain period of time for Medicaid benefits. And I don't know, if these guys, if they were to contact IMS, if there would be anything that they could qualify for as far as that goes. But that would be an IMS designation, not a Medicaid designation.
Right.
Okay, so we aren't equipped to handle that. All we do is handle the health insurance.
Well, I'll be sure to talk to them as well.
Yeah, it would be a good idea. It doesn't hurt. Maybe the guys can even get permanent residence cards or something. I don't know. Like I said, IMS is really, or Homeland Security. I don't even know which one you have to go through now. You probably start with one and go through the other. I don't know. But it would be worth contacting just to see if there's anything that can be done to help them out.
Well, I had no problems getting permanent residency when I came over, so I know that. I'm familiar with that process.
Okay. Well, you think you can kind of guide them?
Yeah, well, that's what I've been doing. It's a burden, kind of, but you got to look after your own. All right. Well, I appreciate it.
Okay.
We'll
you're
get
welcome.
these guys taken care of.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do. I'm not going to say no to anything. So you just need the information, find out what their intentions are. We'll look and see if there's any way that we
And
can
I'll bring all of this back here to this office.
You can bring it back to this
Okay.
office.
All right. Great.
I probably won't be able to handle it all myself because it looks like it's going to be a big stack, but I can kind of get started with it. Anyway.
All right. Well, give us a few days to go through all of this and for me to spend time with them and it's Julia.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Okay, you're welcome.